Come to victory soon, my old friend. Soon the dream of 1,000 years will end. And with it will end everyone who was in the age of forgetfulness, who lived inside an illusion and was raised under the cover of the media and went out speaking, and a group of sleepers followed him. It is not poetry, but rather it is speech, filled with the meanings of the words and the sincerity of the heart and tongue. Many of us were raised with misunderstandings, and I am just someone who wants to speak, and you are not obligated to believe everything I say. The Matrix is a word that you may not pay much attention to, but it is an inescapable truth. We live within it, and not everyone knows that it is true, except for a few, as escaping from it is never easy. The Matrix was designed to make it easier to accept what it tells you and to make filtering the truth from the lies a matter difficult. Resisting the Matrix requires understanding and rejecting operating principles and assumptions and helping others do the same. The Matrix is fascist, the Matrix is deceptive, and the Matrix is bureaucratic. The Matrix is essentially the rule of the institution over the individual, in which the rights of the individual are subordinated to the rights of the institution. Individuals must believe, or at least not actively oppose the idea, that big corporations have the right to protect their profits above all else, and therefore they must believe that this law is just, moral, and appears to be based on reason. Or they must feel unaffected by the law at the individual level. They have to accept the program and be satisfied with the rewards given for doing so. They have to do their jobs, pay their taxes, and be satisfied with their paychecks, at least to the extent that their paycheck and the stability it provides is attractive enough to deter the risk of leaving the Matrix. Rejecting these beliefs is the first step in resisting the Matrix. Furthermore, people must be isolated from the creative process. They must forget that they are able to produce crafts as individuals independent of large institutions, and must feel completely dependent on the system to provide them with what they need. It is often through violating this principle that many who work with computers come to liberate themselves, or at least come to see the Matrix for what it is. Despite being products of the Matrix mostly, computers and the internet enable humans to create individual works on a global scale. Independent media, self-publishing, free open source software, computer music, computer arts and graphics, and so on. Computers also enable autonomous people to communicate and build social structures that serve humans outside the Matrix. The Matrix requires control, and in democratic societies, it maintains this control by filtering people's view of reality through corporate-owned media and television. The Matrix requires some form of thought control, but not in a science fiction sense. Instead, it achieves a sufficiently effective method of thought control through consent to manufacture. The vast majority of the audience must buy in. They have to believe that the media gives them an accurate picture of the world. By and large, they believe this. Everything the general public knows about the world, they know through the Matrix. The symbols and images that the Matrix presents to them become more real than reality itself. Hence, the popularity of Eternal Dawn, which is reality television. Note that while some media outlets actively promote a political agenda of control, by and large this process, or any Matrix process, does not work through some grand conspiracy. It's simply the way the media is organized. The media is a machine that exists as an entity to maximize profits, and the most profitable news and the cheapest news to produce are recycled sound bites and pre-packaged press releases from corporations and the government. Furthermore, in order to maintain their revenue stream, the news media cannot allow the public to adopt any opinion that might threaten the authority and policy of the government or the profitability of their patrons, which are also machines of the Matrix and always directly involved in acts of domination and control. Thus, the media must perpetuate the status quo, no good news. Last, and most certainly but not least, the Matrix seeks to know its members at all times, in a misguided attempt to maintain control. It requires a complete surrender of your privacy to operate in it. By breaking this last property of the matrix, we come to truly free ourselves from it, to create economies, communications, and culture independent of its control. Of course, the ultimate form of resistance is a complete break from subordination and loyalty to the government and establishment, to remove yourself from the power structure of the matrix and contribute your economic output to economies of resistance. It is this kind of resistance that faces the most severe opposition from the matrix, because providing this economic power is the basic function of humanity as you see it. In other words, freedom from all the restrictions of human law, which stipulates that you have the right to a decent life, the right to everything else, and the last thing is the right to freedom, since if you look carefully, you will not find any of these rights that you exercise in your life, but quite the opposite. Being bound to a job, any job, forces you to work every day for 8 hours, and sometimes dozens of hours, without even the slightest rest. The one who enjoys comfort, high rank, and a lot of money is the boss, where his entire role is to monitor you. How despicable the job is then. Staying away from all prestigious state jobs is one of the steps of resistance to the matrix, but it is not necessary. You can live as you want or live as others want. This is the truth. Unfortunately for many, this form of resistance is simply inaccessible due to family and social ties, especially starting with your first awareness of the size and scope of the matrix. However, it is possible to free yourself gradually rather than immediately. And in some cases, this can be easier than trying all at once. Cut TV out of your life completely, especially TV news and reality TV shows. You should be able to get all your information and entertainment from the web, or from real life, or the occasional movie. Avoid chain stores as much as possible, especially for food. Supporting small, especially sustainable businesses maintains the spirit of free and independent work. Getting into and staying out of debt, particularly non-equity debt, or rapidly depreciating equity, such as car loans, is crucial, as debt is an essential mechanism used by the matrix to ensure your obedience. Also, if you're a salaried employee, putting in a 40 or maybe even 35-hour work week can be a great start to declaring your freedom from the matrix. It also frees huge amounts of mental energy, which is then available for resistance. The skilled and entrepreneurial man will find it easy to move from here to complete freedom. The next stage is to start working on your own. It doesn't have to be an anonymous corporation, but those who manage such an achievement enjoy the satisfaction that they are directly subverting the matrix and helping to weaken its grip on everyone. While resisting the matrix is an act of mental rebellion, subverting the matrix is an act of social revolution. It requires understanding all types of human societies that exist outside the control of the matrix. And it also requires understanding what maintains them, and whether they lead directly or indirectly to weakening and controlling the structure of the matrix. How it's worked. Once you understand the matrix, it is possible to intelligently align yourself with communities that are actively weakening control of the matrix. You must realize, my dear, that whoever searches for freedom within the matrix is considered a terrorist. It is not in the interest of the matrix that you be free, as freedom is their enemy. Even the free businesses that we talked about are no longer like that. It has become an impossible thing. Everything has become subordinate to the matrix when you pay taxes, and you perform your monthly duties in any country. You are thus serving their interest by paying money in exchange for living, and in return they are providing for you, or you think that they are providing you with a decent living. But this is not true and wrong, and the apparent matter is what they say, and what is hidden is visible only to the minds. What is the purpose of creating a matrix that controls all humans? This will be the most frequently asked question on your mind now, and this question also suggests to you that there is a conspiracy, and the conspiracy theory is an unacceptable theory, and many people do not believe in it, and it is an inevitable fact. I will show you and explain to you that the conspiracy exists. If Satan's goal is to make a person fall into sin, then this is a conspiracy, and the conspiracy is not something new. Rather, it was and continues to be to this day. Controlling people inside the matrix, not through electronic chips implanted inside the body, and not through 5G towers. Controlling people has been taught since ancient times and has now developed very significantly, to the point where people are being led like flocks, for example. Don't you think that people are now free, or are they controlled? How is this? Well, in the beginning you must play with people's minds, but how is this? How can we play with people's minds and program them so that they are obedient to us? This is very easy. Invent a black box and insert it into every home. Unleash your imagination and make people watch you dance, Sam. Make them think that you are the Mahdi who will emerge at the end of time. And from here began the mental programming, as in every house there is a devil dancing. But this is not enough. Yes, this is not enough. Let us strike the most important program for all countries. If we strike it, we will make the little child Sukli from our nectar. Yes, strike their educational program, plant for them single-minded ideas in the courses, and make the subject of atheism taught at all levels. Isn't man controlled? They do not need a chip to plant their malicious ideas, as they have been planted before. False campaigns have been launched that make you believe stupid people. A small chip is capable of controlling people, while they did not know that they were being controlled beforehand. If you like the video, support us by like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.